Now this weekend, Sky Box Office HD brings you the Magnificent Seven card live from Birmingham. Craig Slater is at the LG Arena for us. Let's join him now. Craig.
Thank you. Yes, it was an eventful weigh-in today, wasn't it? Although we shouldn't overblow it. All of the boxers made the respective weights at the first time of asking, except James DeGale. He really did have a bit of a struggle to get down to the 12-stone super middleweight limit. This was him attempting to make the weight at the first time of asking. He stripped naked, but he was over the limit, and Carl Dilks, his trainer, that's DeGale's opponent, insisted that he would take off the 1 ounce that he was actually over the limit. That's what we've been able to establish, was all that James DeGale was over 12 stone. So away he went for about 25 minutes or so, just kind of jogged down a few corridors, jumped around in the toilets, that kind of thing. Back he came and he made the weight easily enough. But, you know, it was not an easy thing he had to do. And there was a bit of aggro between the pair as they stood on the podium. Dilks pushed DeGale, and afterwards you could tell that DeGale, you know, was angry. He was bad-tempered after the whole experience. And this was what he had to say. You're a big super middleweight, James, I guess. So were you just a couple of ounces? Was that all it was?
1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce. For that, he's getting knocked out. Ooh, snoozing. The full.
Yeah. Yes, James DeGale going for a knockout in the 6th round, he reckons, against Carl Dilks. But one man who made the weight comfortably enough today, and usually does, is Enzo Maccarinelli. Since they moved the cruiserweight limit up, it's much easier for you to make it. In fact, I guess you'd rather it was back down at 13 stone 8, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you know, I never had no problems with 13.8. It's been a long time since it was 13.8, but you know, I always keep myself in trim outside of fight training, so you know, I always keep myself in a decent shape.
Yeah, but it's tough for some guys, isn't it? I mean, DeGale, you know, he's going to be up to about 13 stone, he reckons, on the night. Missed it at the first time of asking today. You know, it is a strain for some of these guys to try and get down and make the limit.
Yeah, of course it is. Obviously, you know, I've been a training partner with Joe for many years, and you know, I seen how much trouble it was for him making a weight. So, you know, I was waiting for the weigh-in today. I was starving, so I can't imagine what the boys are thinking. And I had breakfast and dinner.
Okay, fair enough. But a big fight for you coming up, Enzo. You've resurrected the career. Couple of knockout wins after the bad spell you had, but it's Alexander Frenkel now in a defence of this European title. He's got a big reputation. You know, he's knocked out, I think, 13 opponents in the first 3 rounds. But do you think it's an inflated reputation he may have?
You know, you can only beat what's in front of him. You know, at the end of the day, you've had 22 fights, 22 wins, 70 knockouts. You know, I can't argue with that. I've taken him very serious. I'm in fantastic shape. The sparring's gone well. Training's gone well. I feel very strong and excited to get on.
Is it going to be a blast out this? Because a lot of your wins have come early. We haven't seen too much action of you recently.
At the end of the day, Craig, you know, I think people like me to, when I fight, I come to fight. I come to knock people out. I don't come mess around, have a boring 12-round fight. I come to fight. So, you know, Franklin's been saying he's going to knock me out and go sightseeing. So you won't have to look very far from me. I'll be in the centre of the ring if you want to meet and stand and bang.
Okay. But I sometimes ask myself the questions why you don't, you know, box a little bit more, because you watch tapes of you in the gym and you're so technically aware and you work very hard and all of that. I mean, do you think you sometimes neglect those boxing skills?
Yeah, I do sometimes. I'll be totally honest with you. You know, I think that's just my way. You know, I think people don't realise how well I can box till they actually see me in the gyms and things like that. But someone comes over me on fight night. You know, I like the rush of having a fight. I like to be involved in excitement, and you know, maybe that's what it is. But right, yeah, sometimes I do neglect it. Maybe I'll neglect it tomorrow. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Okay, be exciting maybe if you do, but it's an exciting bill all round, isn't it? And you know, apart from your fight, a lot of folk looking at that heavyweight clash between Chisora and Sexton. Bit of needle there. How do you read that one?
Yeah, so, you know, it was a cracker fight. You know, I sparred both boys, and they're both good boys. They're both nice boys. So, you know, I think it's going to be a cracking fight. You know, Derek's winding Sam up a little bit, but it's part of the sport, and you know, nothing got out of hand, and you know, I think it's going to be a cracking night. It's a cracking card. It's one of the best cards that's been put on. So, you know, got to give all credit to Frank for putting it on.
Finally, the next card for you, a world title challenge. You're highly ranked again with most of the organisations.
Well, you know, that's the ultimate aim. You know, I've come back, obviously, after the setbacks I had. I come back to the sport, the renewed attitude, the renewed love for the game, and I want to be number 1 again. And you know, if I can't be number 1, I'll find something else to do. So, you know, I'm going to put everything into my career and everything into becoming number 1.
Okay, Enzo, we wish you the very,
Thank
very
you,
best.
thank you very
Yeah,
much.
you know, I really hope you do it. But yeah, it will be a tough task that Enzo faces tomorrow night, because Alexander Frenkel, 22-0, 17 knockouts, and as I say, he's won 13 of his fights within the first 3 rounds.
Thanks, Craig. The Magnificent Seven then begins at 6 o'clock tomorrow. It's on Sky Box Office HD. For more information, call this number 08442 410 888, or use the box office function on your Sky handset. You can also log on to our website, skysports.com/7 for more information.